Hi, this is David at HowNowVideo.com. Today we're going to talk about how to export from Premiere Pro video so that you can create the best quality DVDs in Encore, either single layer DVDs or dual layer DVDs or even Blu-ray. So let's first launch Premiere Pro, and I will open up a project. This is a play that runs for about 2 hours. Now, if your media is going to run to around 2 hours or more, you need to be careful on how you save out your material so that Encore can make it fit. Now, if you're using a single layer DVD in Encore, Encore can actually automatically make 2 or 3 hours fit on a single layer DVD. And the way you do that is a couple ways. One, you could choose your timeline or sequence, go to File, Export, Media, and choose your AVI widescreen. Now, that will save out a high quality standard definition file. And if you export that and then bring that into Encore, Encore will automatically squash it and compress it enough to fit on a single layer DVD. Now you would do that for Act 1 and Act 2. Another method is to again go to File, Export, Media, and instead of choosing AVI, choose MPEG-2 DVD. Now this will pre-render your video so that Encore will not use its own calculations to make it fit. In that case, you need to be very mindful of the file size. Now, if my Act 1 is almost 4 gigabytes, my Act 2 is almost the same length, and it will definitely be too big for a single layer DVD. So if you use this method, you will most likely have to burn your project using a dual layer DVD in Encore, because you'll be up to about 8 gigabytes of space. So we'll cancel out of that, and let's go into Encore and look at a way of using Encore to bring in that material. All right, we're in Encore now, and let's just create a new project. And we'll save it to the desktop, and we'll call it Test. Now, it really doesn't matter whether you choose DVD here or Blu-ray, because you can change these later. One thing I want to show you are the default transcode settings. Let's click that just to see what is in this area. Under DVD, you can choose some bit rates that Encore will attempt to use, but I like to keep these as the defaults. And I think the default for audio is the Dolby, but I've changed it to PCM, which is a little higher quality. Under Blu-ray, the default setting will use the H.264 and use the 1440 by 1080 format. Now, if you want Adobe Encore to use a different preset when it uses its automatic features to make a Blu-ray, you can change them here. But let's just cancel out of this right now and just create a new file called Test and save it to our desktop. All right, so the method we're going to use, instead of exporting from Premiere Pro, we're going to go up to File and use the Adobe Dynamic Link method. So choose Import Premiere Pro Sequence. And go navigate to your Premiere Pro project. And here mine is. And you can see the two sequences that are associated with this project. If I shift select both of them and click OK, you can see that Encore has brought those two sequences in. Now this Premiere Pro project is shot in high def, so I can theoretically build a DVD or a Blu-ray using this method. So the next thing you do is you would select both of these sequences, hit Control T to put them into timelines. If we go to the Build tab right now and choose not a Blu-ray but a DVD and scroll down here, if it's a single layer DVD, which is 4.7 gigabytes, Encore will automatically encode your Premiere Pro sequences to fit on a single layer DVD. And you can see that it's used the 4.7 gigabytes, and there's just a little bit of free space. Now if you decided to up the quality and put in a dual layer DVD, you'll see that Encore automatically increases the quality to fit on a dual layer DVD. So this method of bringing in material from Premiere Pro using Adobe Dynamic Link will give you a very good quality project, either building a dual layer DVD, a single layer DVD, or even building a Blu-ray. See, if we choose Blu-ray and go down and look at the automatic rendering settings here, you'll see that it is using 22 gigabytes on a 25 gigabyte single layer Blu-ray disc. Now, you can also decide to override the automatic settings, and you cannot do it using this method. You can see if I right-click on the sequence, I can't change the transcode settings. But if I use the other method using the AVI export from Premiere Pro, I would have a little bit more control. Now for this example, let's create a new Encore project and call it Test 2. Click OK. And if I double click in this area, I can bring in some AVI files which I rendered earlier using that other method, and this will give us the ability to alter some of the transcode settings. Now if I drag over both of these and hit Control T, they're once again placed into timelines. Now if you wanted to override the settings of Encore, you could right-click your footage and change the transcode settings from automatic to one of these other bit rates. Now, if you were burning a dual layer DVD, you might choose the high quality 7 megabits per second variable 2-pass bit rate. Now this will make 2 passes on your video. It'll take a little longer to create your DVD, but the quality will be better. So if we select that for our transcode setting and click OK, and also did it for Act 2, right-click, transcode settings, change automatic to high quality 7 megabyte variable 2-pass, and click OK. Now if we go back to the Build tab and choose DVD, and let's make sure this says DVD disc, and went down to a single layer, you can see that we've overshot the 4.7. So if we were to override the settings, we would have to use a dual layer DVD. Now, the quality might look a little better even though we're not using the automatic setting, because a 2-pass often looks better than a single pass, which is your standard automatic setting. So you'll have to experiment with that to see what looks better. But if you're trying to cram as much video onto a single layer DVD, you would want to keep it on the automatic setting for both of your videos in this example. And that way, Encore will figure out on a single layer how to make it fit, even though the quality may suffer if there's a lot of action in your video. So hopefully that was somewhat educational. If you have more questions about using Encore, I do have other videos on YouTube. So thanks again for watching HowNowVideo.com.